The Beta Alpha Psi Delta chapter is located in the Pacific Northwest region at the University of Washington and is one of the largest student organizations on campus, with over 230 members contributing close to 9,000 hours through 38 professional events and 25 service events. This video will highlight how the Delta chapter builds relationships with peers and professionals, as well as its development of new leaders. These values allow us to address our main goal, developing students into professionals who can contribute not only to their companies, but also to their communities. With strong support from the faculty at the University of Washington's Foster School of Business, knowledgeable professionals, dedicated members, and a motivated leadership team, the Delta chapter is able to give our members the tools and experiences needed to be successful in the classroom, in the workplace, and in life. The Delta chapter also understands that the network of peers that students work with now will grow into a network of friends and professionals that will be an invaluable resource.
It's not just professionals that you meet at these events, you also get to interact with different students as well that are also members of BAP, and it's really important to stay in contact and continuing to network with your fellow classmates because you're going to end up working with them in the future. So it's really important to maintain relationships because it'll definitely help you in the long run.
Hi, I am Matt Hansen from KPMG's Forensic Advisor Practice based here in
Howard is the former president of Starbucks International and Starbucks.
My name is Tom Szymanski. I run our small corporate development finance team at UWBAP.
My name is Richard Chakru. I'm the CFO of a company called Lights Docker.
Of course, he talked about I'm going to get a raise and I'm going to get a bigger cubicle, which was really good, maybe even close to the window. Really want to have those windows. You got to write that down on your deal.
Be careful with your words, for your words drive your actions. Be careful for your actions, for they drive your character. It's another word for brand. Be careful for your character, for about your destiny.
If you go work in the cloud computing team with Amazon Web Services, holy cow, they're inventing this stuff. They're toe-to-toe with Microsoft and Google. Nobody has any idea what's going on, and they're making it up as they go along. And I mean, like there's a big diversity, even at Amazon.
$100 million in top line, $40 million in operating earnings. They just walk around printing money. And they have to wade through it. Oh, I have too much money.
With this in mind, the chapter strives to involve professionals in the chapter as much as possible through networking dinners and mentoring programs. Through the chapter's mentor program, 43 members also have the opportunity to be paired with 43 professional mentors from various firms to share knowledge with the members about the professional world and the recruiting process. Besides the mentor program, the Delta chapter hosts 3 sit-down dinner events, such as Meet the Corporations and 2 Meet the Members dinners.
So with the BAP dinners, it's really good practice for fall recruiting because you spend a lot of one-on-one time communicating and networking with different professionals, and it's basically the same setting during fall recruiting where you'll be sitting down one-on-one with other professionals, and it's basically the same people that you meet at the BAP dinners. All the recruiters and staff and partners are at these dinners, and they'll also be around for fall recruiting as well.
Another aspect of involvement that the chapter has worked to address is the involvement of alumni. Just last year, the Alumni Relations Officer position was created to help form an alumni contact list and invite alumni to stay involved in the organization through yearly events. The members have already benefited from this since professional meeting speakers have been Beta Alpha Psi Delta Chapter alumni. Relationship building with peers also takes place at our numerous service events, where students have the chance to socialize and meet new members while also giving back to the community. Members also develop peer relationships during our twice-yearly barbecues, board games and poker nights, and during the 24-hour Relay for Life event. Aside from this, the leadership team has the regional conference and weekend training retreats to develop lasting peer relationships.
The Delta chapter prides itself on the development of its leadership team. This development process includes great attention to both selecting and then training officers. The chapter feels very strongly about providing leadership opportunities to members and maintains a policy ensuring that every member who applies to leadership will be appointed to a position. This results in over 40 members each year receiving leadership training within Beta Alpha Psi. During winter quarter, members fill out a 4-page application form to apply to become one of Delta Chapter's 14 officers or 30 program chairs and assistants. The Executive Leadership Committee and the advisor then read the applications and the review sheets before meeting for a half-hour interview with each candidate.
Why did you decide to apply to leadership in the first place?
I just really wanted to get involved. I really enjoyed my first few Beta Alpha Psi meetings that I went to, and I think that through a leadership position I can gain a lot of skill.
The interview process alone takes approximately 3 days to complete. After the interview and placement process is complete, the training of the new leaders begins. For the entire spring quarter, after the officers and leaders are appointed, each officer or leader shadows his predecessor, attending, when applicable, all officer and executive meetings that are held on a weekly basis. In addition, they meet with their predecessor officer on a weekly basis to go over specific duties, best practices, and leadership policies. From this, the Delta Chapter's future leaders learn to follow before they can lead.
One of the really important and valuable things about MAP leadership is that it really pulls you out of your comfort zone. So we're all used to doing projects and group projects in class and even case competitions, but those are really short-term assignments, and one of the benefits of being on that leadership team is that it is a year-long or even longer. There's an extra quarter in there that you have to be working with these people and working on improving events and planning, and it's really about taking on multiple projects as opposed to one or multiple events, or just kind of a year-long thing, which isn't something that we normally see or get experience with.
Also during spring quarter, all of the 40 officers and leaders meet for a half-day workshop run by the previous year's executive committee. Outgoing officers also create flash drives for their successor that include files with details of duties, any documents or spreadsheets the predecessor used, and copies of emails sent during the year. Outside of the leadership team, other members of the chapter can take the initiative to create events that they are passionate about with the approval of the leadership team.
Personally, I keep flip-flopping because I think just now I'm saying, you know what, yeah, let's just say we're going to post them on YouTube. If there's any issues with that, please let us know.
Yeah, and I mean, the one thing about it. And having the number of leaders that we do also helps us to keep our level of events up, which is something unique to our chapter here at the University of Washington. We have a wide variety of events and a large number of events. So having as many leaders as we do helps assign specific people to each of those events to make sure that the quality of those events stays high, but we're also still able to offer a wide variety of.
The Delta chapter is determined to building long-term relationships between peers and professionals, as well as giving its members the skills to be leaders. The chapter provides numerous networking events designed to encourage members to build their peer and professional relationships. In addition, through the unique leadership selection and training process, members learn to be leaders not only in Beta Alpha Psi, but also in their professional careers.